Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of UA Eats. I'm UA and I am once again in Brooklyn. I am in a neighborhood called Greenpoint, about I would say about maybe a 15-minute walk north of Williamsburg. And yeah, it's a really nice neighborhood. I mean, I've heard for a while that Greenpoint was on the way up, like it was an up-and-coming neighborhood, but from what I've seen, it's already here. I mean, it's looking like a nice, quaint, little peaceful place. And ooh, look, they really got a lot of holiday spirit here. I also passed by some other really cool decorations like, you know, Grinch and Cindy Lou Who, and oh, look, doing a little jig. But I am here to review a place that many people are saying is the best steakhouse in the city, in all of New York right now. Well, you know, the city, I mean New York City. I think sometimes people say the city to mean Manhattan. In this case, I meant New York City, like all the boroughs. And I know I say that a lot. I know I say a lot like, oh, people say this place is the best, but I mean it this time. I mean, many of you guys have specifically recommended this spot across many comments, across many videos. So we came all the way to Greenpoint to check out Steakhouse. No, just kidding, hold on. Amber Steakhouse. Yep, right over here. Amber Steakhouse, and many people are saying that this is the best steakhouse in the city right now, and if people are saying that, you know that I have to check it out. Now, we've eaten a lot of really good steakhouses so far on this channel. The one to beat so far, I would say, is maybe Empire Steakhouse, but you know, other ones are good too, like you know, Keens I've mentioned a lot. Gallaghers for the most part has been pretty good, and people are saying that Amber is a must-eat, so we're here to check it out. And yeah, I came relatively far, not as far as when I went to Defara, you know, in Midwood, but you know, like okay, I guess you know, I guess it wasn't really that bad. I mean, 15 minutes walking distance north of Williamsburg really isn't too bad. It's pretty close to Manhattan, and on top of that, it was a really pleasant walk. I mean, I think fall, autumn is my favorite season for sure. Just the changing leaves, just the air just, you know, smells and feels so crisp, and so much natural beauty everywhere with the foliage. But anyways, I'm in a pleasant mood now, so you know, I'm in a good mood, and the only thing that can make my day better is steak for lunch. So let's check it out. Oh, is it safe to open? I think so. Watch my step, not watch my grasp. Okay. Oh, here. Now, before we continue with the rest of the review, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video, Peony Events. Now, if you're in the New York City area or New Jersey and you're engaged or planning to have a wedding, congratulations! But wedding planning can be stressful. But Jennifer at Peony Events is here to make your special day as seamless and stress-free as possible. Jennifer is passionate about weddings and wedding planning. She's extremely detail-oriented and a complete professional. She'll go above and beyond to make your special day unforgettable. Peony Events offers day of coordinator, partial planning, and full planning services. If you're interested, check out her work on Instagram and visit urbanpeonyevents.com to submit an inquiry for a free consultation. And now, back to our video. Okay guys, so we are now seated inside Amber Steakhouse. So, you know, of course it's a nice place, so remove the hat, remove the scarf as well, and the jacket. But I don't need any of that in here. It's really toasty and warm in here. This place is really beautiful on the inside. I mean, I know we're in Brooklyn, so, you know, like for example, Peter Luger even kind of has like a rustic tavern vibe, but in here, no. Like this is like your traditional fancy steakhouse vibe, and I love it. Like it looks really old school, almost like kind of imperial. Like they got like a cool painting of someone who looks like an Austria-Hungarian emperor or something like that. Really cool. And then beautifully decorated. Like it kind of feels sophisticated and sort of homey at the same time by their use of like wood alongside white tablecloth. They said that I could sit anywhere since, you know, it's off-peak during lunch. I was tempted to ask if I could sit, you know, on like this bench with this huge, how do I say, like just this huge, almost like couch, like chair thing, like a huge, it almost looks like a couch, but like a throne. And I don't know, I felt like that's just me. That's clearly for big parties. So don't want to push it too much. But this is a really cool place on the inside. So I'm excited to eat here. Anyways, let me show you the menus. So there's 3 menus at my disposal. 2 are drink menus and 1 is the food menu. And yeah, These are like their wines by the glass. They got sparkling wines, red wines, and yeah, you know, if I were rosés and things like that, if I were someone who was more into drinking, I'm not really a big drinker personally, so maybe many of you guys know more about this and what would be a good pairing for red meat, but yeah, just wanted to briefly show you what they have. You know, they got it by the glass, they got it by the bottle, so yeah, just showing you real quick. And these, I believe, are like cocktails, like mixed drinks. Yep, they got like cocktails. Oh, mezcal mule. I love a good pun, like Moscow mule, right? See, I know a little bit of stuff. And then, yeah, cocktails, martinis, whiskeys, and whatnot. Again, by the bottle, by draft, you know, and whatnot. Oh, I guess there are dessert menus here, so maybe I'll ask to hold on to this if we want to get dessert later. But let's take a look at their lunch menu. Or maybe, I don't know if this is specifically a lunch menu, this could just be their all-day menu in general. Ooh, actually, you know, earlier I asked what that was. I asked, you know, it kind of looks like a twirled mustache. Doesn't it look like a mustache that you would like twirl, like if you're like a supervillain in those old stories? With like a top hat. In fact, it kind of even looks like the mustache. Doesn't it look like the mustache that's on like Franz Ferdinand here or something? Could just be a coincidence. But I asked the server and she said, I don't know what that is. She said, I'm not really sure, I can't answer that. So yeah, she like laughed while she said it. So yeah, whatever it is, I like it. And then for appetizers, they got a lot of, you know, they got a lot of seafoods and things like that. You know, mussels, scallops and things. Although they did have steak tartare. Surprising I don't see this more often at steakhouses. So more seafood here, seafood towers. They got salads here. You know, Caesar salad is always a standard at a steakhouse. Here it is $18, so that's actually not the worst price. You know, it's actually a pretty reasonable price, I think. Oops, I almost turned it the wrong way. I guess it's coming off. Oh, that's why it fell out, because this thing is ripped. But yeah, on the next page, they got more seafoods, and they got, you know, Chilean sea bass and things like that, and they got like miscellaneous meats. But we're gonna pan over here, and we're gonna pan past the sides, and we're gonna focus on a steak. And if this is a great steakhouse, hopefully all of these are great. You know, filet mignon, New York strip, ribeye. You know, ribeye actually would sound really good today. And to be honest, these prices aren't terrible, I think. So like, 8-ounce filet mignon, I guess that's a little small, but it's standard size. 64 bucks, I guess that's a little pricey, but 66 bucks for a 16-ounce New York strip is not terrible. And then a 20-ounce ribeye for 72 bucks, 75 bucks with the bone. So I think the prices are actually pretty reasonable. But I hear great things about their porterhouse steak here. Their porterhouse for 2 or for 3, 48 ounces or 64 ounces. So that is 136 bucks for a porterhouse for 2. But actually they have T-bone, 72 bucks above. That's 24-ounce T-bone, and that's similar to porterhouse. So maybe we can get that. And then, yeah, past other things like rack of lamb and whatnot. I hear you gotta get the mashed potatoes here. Those are all the sides that they offer, you know, standards like cream spinach and whatnot, but I hear that the mashed potatoes here are to die for. So let's do a steak, and let's definitely do a mashed potatoes for 13 bucks. So I'm excited. I just have a feeling this is gonna be a great meal, so let's order. Hi. Yeah, I'm ready. So I will do the, so the T-bone is basically just a smaller porterhouse, right?
T-bone is a baby of the porterhouse, yes.
I'll do that. Otherwise, it's the same thing, right? Like it's the same cut,
yes,
everything?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll do the T-bone.
Cooked?
Medium rare.
And sides?
I hear mashed potatoes are pretty good.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we'll do those for now.
Thank you. Drinks?
And no thanks. And I'll hold this because this is the dessert menu, right? Okay, thank you. Yeah, we kept their desserts here. So if we want to get dessert afterwards, we can try it. But yeah, T-bone is basically cut from like the same part of the cow, is my understanding. It's just that like, I think the way it is that like, that part of the cow is kind of like shaped like how do I, like that sort of? How am I doing it? Like, it's kind of shaped like that, so it's cut. So porterhouse is cut from like more the thick end, and T-bone is cut from like the more narrow end. So they're basically the same. It's like a New York strip and a filet mignon, but with T-bone, you're just getting a smaller filet mignon. But that's okay. I mean, it's just me. Shouldn't eat too much steak, right? So anyways, let's wait for our food to arrive. All right, so actually our bread has arrived. And this is unlike any bread that we've had so far, eating out all the steakhouses on this channel, and it looks kind of nice. Let me show you closer up. This looks like a freshly baked bread. I mean, I love when things look super ununiform. Like, I believe I got this term from Adam Ragusa, but when things look heterogeneity, there you go. Like when they don't look too homogeneous and uniform. So I get the feeling that perhaps this is being baked in-house, or at least being brought over from a supplier. And it's got like a crispy crust and I believe what is garlic on top that is like being kind of charred. Some people might think that's burnt, but I like it like that. Like I feel like, you know, it makes it savory and also makes it, you know, I kind of like the bitterness that the burned garlic adds too. And some, I believe, what are poppy seeds. So, ooh, the butter actually doesn't look so uniform now that I'm closer up. But yeah, let's grab some butter, smear a little bit on top, and ooh, and it's warm to the touch. Give this a try. Give it a try. There's actually filling on the inside. Look, there's like a poppy seed and I think onion filling on the inside. So let's take a deeper bite, get that filling. Interesting. Let's break it down. This butter just tastes like wonderful. Like it is so creamy. Like it doesn't look like it, like because it's like, you know, in blocks like this. Like it kind of looks like, it kind of just looks like it's like really hard and, you know, it's probably cold from being in the fridge. Like it looks like it's like a block of like pre-packaged butter, like coming out of those like, you know, like those like packets, you know, like the kind of butter that you get at like diners and stuff like that, like in the packets, like in the paper packets. But no, this butter is just so smooth and spreadable. Like it may not look it, but it is just so smooth and creamy and rich. And whatever those specks are that we see inside it, like that's flavoring the butter. Like this tastes unlike just any ordinary butter that, you know, you get from a store. Like, wow, like they're flavoring this butter with some, whatever they're flavoring that butter with, it's amazing. Now the bread is pretty much as crispy and as it looks, and the warm texture is wonderful. Like I love that it's freshly baked and not, you know, not like it's like freshly made, but then just sitting around, so no longer fresh by the time you eat it. Like it's really, really warm. A delicious bread, and it just tastes really freshly made. And this butter is the real star. Wow. Wow. This butter really is unbelievable. Like, wow. Incredible, this butter. I think there's like a garlic flavor in it, like almost like a roasted garlic flavor, like super savory flavor added to the creamy richness of the butter, and it's delicious. Wow. I'm gonna stop saying this because even if it's true, you know, if I say this too much, you guys are gonna say, hey, he always says this is the best butter he's had. But I really mean it this time. This is one of the best steakhouse butters I think I've had.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
Plates. I give you steak sauce also.
Okay, thank you. Ooh, this is the sizzling T-bone steak, and the steak sauce is coming soon. And the mashed potatoes. Boil and mash them, stick them in a stew. Thank you so much. So this is the hot plate. I gotta be careful nudging this. Woo, woo. Let's quickly finish this. Incredible. The butter alone is almost worth the whole trip. Wow, I mean this steak, it's a big portion. I mean, it's more than 20 ounces and it definitely looks like it. I know sometimes places try to cheat you. Like unfortunately, I went to a steakhouse in Texas once where I ordered a 20-ounce steak and it definitely was not 20 ounces. But in this case, this looks huge and delicious. A lot of butter on the bottom, so I guess, you know, just to flavor the steak a little bit more. You know, hopefully nice and juicy and delicious on the inside. And it's a real thick steak too, so this guy is looking delicious. So, all right, let's take a look. I feel like I definitely got my money's worth here. And yeah, I guess we'll do the New York strip half first, but let's cut through the middle and check the doneness. Bear with me guys, this is gonna be a little bit tricky. Okay, I was finally able to separate it, and let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look at the other part. Okay, let me know what you guys think. You know, obviously lighting and things like that can play a role. I think that is not so much medium rare. I think that's more so medium, but that's okay. Still within the acceptable range. These T-bones and porterhouses can be tricky to cook because the bone obviously makes it hard to have even contact with, you know, the cooking surface. And also these steaks tend to be uneven. You know, like I said, the New York strip tends to be bigger than the filet mignon, or not tends to, it always is. So therefore, it can be difficult to cook these evenly. So I guess I'll give them a bit of a pass there. But let us take a quick bite. Let's give this a try. You know, there's things I like about this steak. You know, there are things I like about this steak. Like, it's very tender. Like, just look when I push into it. Like, it's very tender, very, very soft, especially this being the New York strip side. There are some crunchy bits of sear, although it looks like, you know, they weren't able to get a even sear. You know, maybe it's a little difficult with it being a T-bone, but still, there are crunchy bits like kind of sprinkled in throughout where you do taste that, you know, caramelization, like that crispiness. And the meat too does have fantastic dry aged flavor. Like, it's got that dry aged, you know, like funky blue cheese, you know, like really funky flavor. So the taste of the beef is really good and it's very tender, but unfortunately I do gotta say that the steak is overcooked. You know, I did want medium rare. I was okay with, you know, a little bit closer to medium, but for me, this is definitely overcooked for me. Parts of it are even more like medium well, I feel like. So yeah, unfortunately, that's a shame because the steak is definitely a little bit overcooked, and that kind of cooks out some of the juiciness, some of the flavor, some of the fat, so to say. Obviously, you know, you do you. You know, there's people out there, some notable people who like well done steak. You know, so you do you, but the main reason why a lot of steak enthusiasts tend to say medium rare, the reason why they say this, now if anyone tells you medium rare just because that's just the way it is, you know, that's just my like dogmatic way to do it and they don't give you any other reason, then tune them out. But the reason why people say medium rare is because you don't want to cook out the fat. Like, there's like that sweet spot where if something is more raw, it will be more chewy, but then if it's cooked more, it will also get less tender. So medium rare tends to be that sweet spot. In my opinion, if you think medium rare is like too rare, I would at most do medium, in my opinion. But I will say though that for people who prefer it to be more cooked, like more medium well or well done. In this case, I think this is more medium than medium well. But if people who prefer to be more done, I would say that's fine. But in that case, I would recommend eating it with the steak sauce. So, man, it really is a shame that the sear is not too even. But by the way, look at how tender this part looks, and that's because this is the filet mignon half. That's what I love about T-bones and porterhouses. It's like two steaks in one. So let's try the filet mignon half. And let's check the doneness here. Yeah, that also, at least to me, let me know what you guys think. That also looks more, not so much medium rare, more so medium to me. Though it just looks incredibly tender. I mean, just look at how tender this baby looks. Oh my goodness. Like it's barely being held together, almost like it's like a, you know, like a beef like accordion or something, or like a beef like slinky. Okay, the filet mignon is excellent. The filet mignon is so good. It is so unbelievably tender. I think that is one of the most tender filet mignons I've eaten. Not the most. I would give the most tender to either the Golden Steer or actually Peter Luger, the filet mignon half of their porterhouse. I wasn't so much a fan of like the New York strip side, but the filet mignon side of the Peter Luger steak porterhouse, excellent, incredibly tender. This might be like third or fourth most tender. And yeah, I mean, this is just, I mean, even if it's like cooked a little bit past like the doneness that I would have preferred, yeah, I mean, it is just so tender. Like, just look, like even just stabbing it with my fork is like making it come apart. So if you come here, maybe just order the filet mignon on its own, because I would be so happy to come here and just eat the filet mignon. This gives me an idea. We sliced off a piece of the filet mignon, and let's let's try some of this steak sauce. And this looks like a, you know, like a kind of like a Worcestershire based, you know, sorry, how do I say that? Worcestershire, I think. This looks like a Worcestershire and, you know, molasses kind of based steak sauce, kind of like the Peter Luger sauce, which all of its Peter Luger successors like Benjamin's and Wolfgang's also use. So let's try this in the steak sauce. See if it helps to lift it. Oh baby, looks delicious. The steak sauce is pretty good. It is a similar flavor profile to the steak sauces that I just mentioned, you know, at Peter Luger and its like successor restaurants. This one though has got like a bit of a kick. This one, like I said, it's got that like sweetness, like kind of like that molassesy, like I think Worcestershire flavor, but it's got like some spice in it, like some a bit of a kick, like maybe whatever they're adding to it to make it spicy, maybe just cayenne pepper or maybe something else. But yeah, I mean, I like it. Like I feel like it makes the steak sauce stand out compared to normal steak sauces, which tend to not be spicy. So, and yeah, let's try some of this mashed potatoes, which I hear amazing things about. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Hey, you want to hear a funny joke? What do you call a potato who's a jerk? A dictator. Okay. Very, very, very good. That's pretty good. Yeah, these are some solid steakhouse mashed potatoes. I mean, delicious, you know, smooth, buttery, creamy. I like the scallions in them. I like the touch that the scallions provide, although it looks like they mostly use the greens of the scallions. I kind of wish they used the whites too, because I like the whites, because I like that the whites are kind of crunchy. But you know, that's just, you know, that's just my take. But these are good mashed potatoes. I mean, they pretty much taste like any mashed potatoes you would get at any New York steakhouse, so they're all gonna be awesome. Although I would say that I wouldn't put this among my favorite mashed potatoes, because I would say that for as smooth as it is, and it is rich, but it could stand to be richer, I feel like. It could stand to be more buttery. Like if they just add some more butter, some more cream, make this more indulgent, I think that would really lift this over the edge. Because right now, like, it tastes good, but it tastes like kind of akin to mashed potatoes that you get at any steakhouse, as opposed to standing out as something different. And if not more butter, some sort of special seasoning, like, you know, something adding to it just to, you know, it feels like it's good, but it feels like it's kind of missing something. Like it's missing something to give it like an edge, like to give it like a nudge over the edge to being awesome, you know? So, but like I said, I mean, a good quality steakhouse mashed potatoes is objectively awesome, so. Still very good. Good thing we kept this menu. Maybe we'll do dessert, either a cheesecake or a chocolate cake or creme brulee sounds good as well. That sounds delicious. I'm nice and toasty on the inside, so maybe ice cream. Actually, ice cream, $5 a scoop. I might be down for that too, so yeah, let's give this a try. Yeah, let me get these two to go, and let me do a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla? Mm-hmm.
And then...
And steak as well, right?
Yes, yes. Oh, careful.
I got it.
Thank you. All right, guys, so this is the last thing that we're gonna review, a scoop of ice cream, just for $5. You know, not really feeling a more rich dessert, especially after all that food. And I wound up eating even more of that butter, so probably should take it easy on things like cheesecake and stuff like that. But this here is just a scoop of vanilla ice cream. I mean, call me boring, call me vanilla if you want, but you know, vanilla is often my favorite. Vanilla and strawberry, but vanilla, I don't know, I like the simplicity of it. So this one scoop was $5. Guess it's not a terrible price, but not the best one, so. All right, let's try this and then call it a review. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it's ice cream, you know, kind of like a pizza, kind of like a, well, steak, of course, you know, kind of like pizza and steak and all sorts of foods. You know, ice cream is still ice cream. Although, to be honest, this is kind of just like a normal scoop of ice cream. Like if you had gotten like just a ice cream from the grocery store, you know, like a Turkey Hill or you know, like a Friendly's ice cream or something. Like it's pretty much going to be exactly the same as this. So I'm pretty sure that's all this is. They just used a scooper to get it, you know, perfectly round like that. Hey, I still love me some vanilla ice cream, so we'll share final thoughts outside. All right, guys, so I just finished eating at Amber Steakhouse, and I mean, it's still steak, so I still enjoyed myself, and I thought, you know, for the most part, I had a good meal. You know, always great when I get to have a steak for lunch or steak for dinner. It's always a great day when I get to eat steak in general. But I felt like the steak itself, though, for the most part, I felt like it was okay. Like it was good, but it wasn't great. You know, it was overcooked, and I felt like had it been better cooked, it might have been better. While the dry aged flavor was pretty good, I felt like I've definitely had better. I've definitely had stronger, and also the steak was definitely lacking, I think, in an even sear. I felt like it was not among my favorite steakhouses for sure. But anyways, that's just my opinion. Oh, sorry, some sound of traffic. But anyways, that's just my opinion. You know, obviously this is just my take, so let me know what you guys think. If you think it's among your favorite steakhouses in New York, and if it is, or if it's not, let me know which ones are. You know, let me know which steakhouse in New York is your favorite, or anywhere else. It doesn't have to be in New York. It can be in any city in the whole world. Anyways, let me know in the comments, because great minds eat alike. And as always, if you like my content, like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. Yeah, it's a beautiful day in Greenpoint. You know, I'm really, really glad I stumbled across this wonderful neighborhood. So I think I'm going to explore, and it's a beautiful, crisp fall day. So until next time, I'll see you later.